So today we have a problem. During the last fishing class, one of the students dropped my rod and reel and it hit a rock. And what it did is, you can't really tell it, but this whole area along here, the rock basically grooved it. So as the line feeds out and runs across this, it would continue to chafe and abrade the line. So we're going to try to get this fixed. The way that we're going to do that, I mean, it's not deep gouges. If it was deep gouges, I wouldn't even try repairing it. I've already replaced the entire reel with a new reel because they were on sale. However, I know some of the new guys could use a bit of free tackle. So we're going to try to repair this. And the way we're going to do this is I've got some diamond bit grinders, very, very fine grinders for my Dremel. And the first thing we're going to do is take off all of the rough edges and stuff that's causing the abrading. Don't know if you can see it, but it's right along here. It hit the stone and just literally, because it's sandstone, it just made little gouges all in it. So we're going to use our Dremel on a very, very low setting. Now I've got most of the rough stuff. I'm going to have to take this line off eventually, but I'm leaving this here to protect. I would rather cut into the old line than do damage to the back of the spool. Alright, the next thing I want to use on it is a fine polishing stone. at which point, I mean, this is extremely, extremely fine. I could not get a sandpaper that fine. Now we're going to clean it up and get any metal residue, shavings, or anything out of any micro grooves that are left. And the last thing we're going to do is then add a polishing to it. And what I've got, this is a very, very fine polishing paste used for doing food grade stainless steel and so on. And what we're going to do I'm going to apply very little. And we're going to do a very fine polishing on this. Now, I definitely would not use this for a tournament reel or anything. However, for a small course reel, using it as a kid's reel to train them and so on, it'll be perfectly good. I still don't like it. I mean, I don't have a lot of feeling in my hands, and what I'm doing is as I run my finger this way, it's putting a shadow, and I can see the little dents that are in there. And I've got the majority of it out. I've got one spot there that will need to get a second treatment on it. And instead of running it this way along here, now I'm running it this way because I want to clean that up. The rotation is running counterclockwise. So I'm having it push any of the residue metal out this way, not back into here, so I can save as much of that back spacing rim as possible. And there we go. And this is I'm going to have to use less line on this because I put a slight bevel that it'll run across, so it'll spool out without any problems. But because I've had to reduce this metal a little bit, I will not be able to cap this with as much line as I used to. Like I said, this will be good as I will donate this to Outdoor Rec. They can use it as a part of their children's fishing gear and so on. So this way, at least it's not just getting, the whole reel and everything's not getting thrown away. It's still being used. It's still being put to a good use. But if you find yourself into a position where you simply cannot afford replacing a reel at a particular time, because I mean reels get dropped all the time, and I would not be surprised to find that we wind up with a lot of reels simply because of stuff like this. You cannot allow that line to get abraded as you're casting. So a lot of people, basically, they feel they've got to throw the whole thing away and buy an entire new reel. And at least this keeps it in life and gives it a little bit more lifespan. And then we'll do one more final cleanup with a little nylon brush. And this will be ready to go back into service in some child's hands at least, to keep them and introduce them to fishing, or to keep them interested in it. A lot of backup reels and so on now, they are actually using just high impact plastic. That would make repairing them much more delicate and much more attention required. This is aluminum, so I can deal with my hand shaking a little bit and so on. But if you're using one that is a high impact plastic, extremely low speeds, and as fine of tools as possible, because it will burn up that plastic quicker than you can say burn up that plastic. But that will get that fixed. I can then donate this reel to ODR, and it can go onto one of the children's reels that they use for their youth fishing. And at least this puts another 5 or so years of use back onto this reel, when in most cases people would have simply thrown it away, or at least thrown this out and tried to get a replacement reel. But this reel is so old, I cannot get a replacement spool for it. So there you go. It was gouged. It was cut, abrading the line and so on. That's now nice and smooth. I've got no, I feel no, nothing's getting caught in my hand. And then we simply clean it up. And you can almost, unless you actually know what you're looking for, you would not even be able to tell that that was there. And there you go. Repairing a gouged reel spool.